Hey guys, Ryan and Liam here from the Fit Dads, back in the Fit Dads headquarters. Today's video, the official checklist for doing pull-ups. Okay, so first and foremost, some little prerequisites before doing pull-ups. Deadlifts, first and foremost. Get good at deadlifts. Helps you with grip strength, spine strength, everything. So master a deadlift, first and foremost. Second, ab stability and ab strength. So anything hanging, for example, is probably one of the best variations. Lengthens through your abs, also improving grip strength. What are your favorites?
A lot of stability ball work too, so you can do rollouts, you can do like stir the pot or circles. Some crunches over the ball, same thing, create length.
Yep, 100%. And lastly, let's be honest, body fat, get it in check. The lighter you are or the less body fat you have, the easier it is to do a pull-up, so stop eating McDonald's. The most optimal position, we believe, in order to build your back and build your lats, put your hands like this, go straight up, and then go a hand just outside shoulder width. So, my trusty model, Liam, can you do that first for me? Arms go straight up, and then about a hand width just outside of shoulders. Reach for the bar. Yep, grab the bar. Now that there is probably the most optimal position in order for him to actually build his lats. Okay. Liam and I both prefer like a thumb over grip. If his thumb is under, okay, so if we grab here, a lot of the time you end up focusing through your index finger and your thumb. By doing that, you risk your little finger kind of coming off the bar and your elbows flaring out. We almost want the thumb over, so if you do that, focus on the little finger, almost pushing that up here. Now, as he pulls, the elbow is going to tuck in and it'll be a lot more on his lats, rather than, if we do this wrong for a sec, if you flare your elbow out and start to pull up, see how bunched up he gets? It's not as much lat recruiting. So next up, feet position. So this goes on prerequisite number 2, I think it was, as far as like ab strength and stability. So what I want to do, I'll get you to hang for a sec for me there, Liam. Curl your legs up. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get you to push your heels together just a little bit, pull your heels and your legs back, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Now, what this does, as he pulls up, it prevents him from swinging too far forward. As he's in that position here, now do a little chin up for me there, Liam. So you can see now that's not swinging too far forward, so he's actually got all the pressure still on his lats. Do it wrong for me, brother. Lean forward a little bit, swing up as you pull. It just looks like shit all over, doesn't it? Okay, another important cue for when you're doing your pull-ups is to create thoracic extension. Now what does that mean? So, think about your spine having sort of 3 main sections. So you've got cervical from the top, you've got thoracic, and then you've got lumbar. Okay, so what I want you to think about, Liam, locking your lumbar, locking your cervical, kind of just think about eliminating that. Literally think about me reaching through your chest, grabbing your thoracic and pulling it as hard as you can through here, almost sitting outside the front of your body, right? So you can see instantly how much his posture improved. So relax again, face this way for me. Now, same sort of thing, watch what happens when his back actually switches on by creating thoracic extension, his lats tighten. So again, like I said, eliminate cervical, eliminate lumbar, create extension through here as much as you can. You can see how much now all of this naturally just switches on. So if he simply does that whilst in this hanging position, thinking about more pulling from his sternum and pulling from his thoracic spine rather than his hands, because the main issue people do is obviously pulling through the elbow, okay? So biceps take a lot of that load. Liam, jump up again for me. Now, should you dead hang on a pull-up? No, at least in the short answer. So what I want to show you, see this here, okay? This is dead hang, or what I like to call like unpacking the shoulders. You can rest your legs if you like. It's called like unpacking the shoulders, okay? So starting from this position, okay, there's no tension on his lats, okay? So his traps, his shoulders, his arms, his hands, that's what's holding his weight, okay? Watch what happens as soon as he unpacks his shoulders rather, or as soon as he puts them back into place, when he contracts through his lower lats, retracts, gets the thoracic extension, what I said before, you can see how much now here is actually activated, okay? Do a rep for me, do a couple so everyone can see how that's working. control down, thoracic extension as much as you can. Notice there's no swinging, he's not coming back and forward because his glutes and hammies are switched on. He's creating a short hamstring by shortening everything through here. Okay, so another thing, if you can't do bodyweight pull-ups yet, highly recommend using a band. Liam, if you show us how to chuck the band on here.
Basically, easiest way, loop it over, pull it back through itself.
Reason for why we choose to use a band. I'm kind of a big believer in using the band over doing an assisted machine that you see in some gyms. So you've either got the ones where you stand on like a little platform or whether you put the knees on. So this is kind of going against what we're trying to do. We're trying to get good at doing pull-ups, yeah? So if you're doing that, it's eliminating any stability that you have to use through your abs, through your core, defeats the purpose of one of the rules we did before about flexing your glutes and your hamstrings. So even someone that is quite overweight, for example, and is not strong at doing pull-ups and is sticking to doing lat pull down because they're afraid of doing pull-ups, for example, get a really tight band, for example, or a really thicker band.
Use multiples.
Multiple helps as well. So that way when you jump in there, you are mimicking, like what we said, a proper pull-up is. So if you demonstrate that for us now. Okay, so the band's giving him a little bit of assistance, so it's making it a little bit easier for him. Liam's obviously great at chins. He could probably add 20 kilos to himself. Thanks, Liam, relax there. The other little thing you can do, if you are fatiguing during your pull-ups, don't necessarily think that, let's say I'm trying to get as much extension as I can, and I pull up to here, there's the perfect position at the top of the rep. If I can only get to here, don't try and finish the rep and go like this, because then you're just gonna mess your shoulders and your biceps up.
It's a shit rep anyway.
Shit rep anyway. We don't like shit reps. Now there's nothing wrong with you, for example, going to here, right? When you sort of fatigue or pulling like that, because I'm still engaging everything through there. The other thing you can do is jump up, hold yourself there and give it like a 5 to 6 second negative on the way down. It's gonna make you work here. So pull up. Let's say he's fatigued, it's too hard. Go on, yep, so now go on the ground. Now jump up, use the legs, pull up, hold there, 5 or 6 seconds on the way down. He can do it for 20, but that's all right, he's an absolute freak. Holding that as much long as you can. Nice, and you can still see that's working, okay? So there's so many different ways and variables that you can do to increase the pull-up and get better. There you have it, guys. That's the official checklist from the Fit Dads to do pull-ups. Make sure you do them. Happy back gains all day of the week.